So a quick little video today just to explain the scale. 1 inch equals 200 feet. So we have a ruler down here and I've drawn 1 inch down here. So you can see that matches up 1 inch right there. If I adjust there you go. So 1 inch equals 200 feet. So I've drawn that in here. But on your, so this is just a normal ruler with an inch. So if you take your scale, which is your multi-sided thing right here, so 1 inch equals 200 feet. You have one of the sides on here, 10, you have 20, you have a bunch of other things. So this one's a 40, so it's on different sides, 50, 60. So you have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So we're going to go to the 20 because that's just 20 and 200 are on the same thing. So if we go 1 inch equals 200 feet. So when we get to this, we don't have to worry about inches anymore. So this is 200. So on here, our scales show that here, that's 0 feet, that's 100 feet, that's 200 feet. Okay, we're not looking at the upside down one. So 100 feet, 200 feet. So if we go to our scale right here, see we have the 0, there's 100 feet, there's 200 feet. So 1 inch equals 200 feet. That's there. So if we want 150 feet, you'd go 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that's 150 feet is right there. So if we're looking for, say for example, from the homework, parcel 3 says the east 100 feet of lot 2, block 3. So here's lot 2. We can see our parcel 3 there is the east 100 feet of lot 2. So let's actually draw that. So the east 100 feet, we can either do, so 100 feet is a half an inch. So someone asked me this question. So yeah, you could do a half an inch. So see, here's the half inch mark, and there's the, so you know, you could mark that and say, okay, so that dot, I don't know if you can see it very well. So that line right there is half an inch. So that's 100 feet because 1 inch equals 200 feet. Or we can use our engineering scale, the same thing, and we can come in here, we're going to do it on the top side. So on here, we don't have to worry about half an inch or convert that. But see, we just go right here to our 100 feet. So we can go 100 feet. And you can see down here, it's the same 100 feet. So the east 100 feet, we're like, okay, that's, so this top line is 100 feet, and that's 100 feet. So we draw our line here. This is 100 feet, 100 feet. So that right there is the east 100 feet. Oh, I did lot 3. Yeah. So this is the east 100 feet of lot 3, block 3. So yeah, so that's how you do it. Now if you want to know what the remainder is, see, it's really hard to figure out what the remainder is at because it's not quite an inch. That's why you want the scale, because you can come in and say, okay, so the west half of lot 3 is 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So that is 160 feet right there. So the west half is 160 feet because we can calculate that. See right there, if the camera lines up, that's the 60. So it does line up, even though when I move it up it looks further away. So yeah, so that's 160 feet right there, and we can actually see the height to see what it is. So the height is actually also 100 feet because it matches up right there and that one. So So yeah, so this right here is 100 feet. That's 100. 160. So there's lot 3 broken down. I don't know why I wrote it on lot 3 instead of lot 2, but so the east half of lot 3 is 100 feet, or the east 100 feet is right there, and then that. So if we did the same thing, the west half of lot 5, we'll actually do lot 5 this time. So the west half of lot 5, we can measure that, and that measurement is 260 feet. So 130 is half of 260. So you can do 100, 1, 2, 3, 130, and there's your halfway mark. So, yep. So we'll do it on both sides. 130. And I'm doing it in pen. Oh, we're out of frame. 130. So you can see I marked those. 130. But now we just mark them, and since we made our little tick marks, let's see. Let's make sure they're right. See, that one's a little off. 2, 3, 130. This is what I get for using a pen, because I can't erase it. So there's the east half of lot 5 and the west half of lot 5. And that's what we're looking for, is the west half of lot 5, which is this area right here. So, and we know that this is 130 by 100. So that's kind of how you use an engineering scale. It changes. So if your scale is 1 inch equals 100, so then you have 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet. If your scale happens to be 1 inch equals 400 feet, same thing, you have 0, then you have 100, 200, 300, 400. So it automatically adjusts those for you. So this is an engineering scale. So hope that helps.